Hey guys, welcome back to another speed build, which is something I actually never thought I'd be saying. Because if you watched my last speed build, you would know I kind of mentioned that you were not to expect these from me. I don't know what got into me, but last night I was like, I'm filming a speed build. This is it. But it actually kind of makes sense because it is for our Whimsy Stories gen. So this will be for Nixi. She is the matriarch of our Whimsy Stories. I'm really excited to actually film this. I don't do a lot of speed builds here because one, I don't build a whole lot, and two, I'm not the best builder. I'm not a terrible builder by any means, but I build for myself. And I build like small things that I'm like, okay, I'm happy with. Like I would never put anything really up on the gallery, I don't think. And when I do, it's just kind of like here's this. I'm not like necessarily trying to go for downloads or anything like that, because again, I don't think I'm the best builder, but I do actually really like how this turned out. Um, did I technically cheat a little bit and not do a micro home? Yes, because for the first generation of Whimsy Stories, you're supposed to have a micro home until your sim is a adult. Nixie is not an adult, but she does technically have, I think, like a tiny home. Because is it like micro home, tiny home, small home? Either way, I digress. Um, I did technically cheat. So I have like the lot setting on, but I think it's like 32 tiles you need, and I think I'm at like 38 tiles. So it's not technically a micro home, but I really wanted to like make the general blueprint of how I would expand this house in the future for when we do have kids and all that kind of fun stuff. And I kind of wanted to do like a basement suite kind of thing. So I was thinking about some of the basement suites I've seen, some of the ones that like I've had friends live in. And I was like, hey, you know what? We're gonna do like the little side staircase down into the basement. And I think it actually looks really cute. I did like shorten it at the end of the video, which you'll see, so that it's not taking up like, I think it's like 64 tiles or something like that. It is just like that stairwell, but once we have like the money and we're actually an adult and I can technically expand within the limitations of the Whimsy Stories challenge, we will. And like we've got that down. I also like I'll probably extend upwards as well and make it so that the house is 2 stories plus the basement, but I kind of wanted to start with the basement because I never actually use basements really. I don't know why, but like they kind of give me the ick. And I really want to get out of that because when I see other people playing with Sims and they've like created a basement for their house, I was like, that's nice. But when I do it, I'm like, ugh, this is so dingy and empty. But anyways, you can see that I'm trying to kind of put some greenery on top of the little like awning thing. I don't know what it's called. I know there's a name for that kind of stuff, but I know it's not an awning, but either ways. I try to put some plants on top of it, but you'll see later I do get rid of it because when I was placing other things down, I noticed that the plants didn't automatically go away. And coming from like a gameplay standpoint, I don't think that's the best idea because then the plants are going to be in the way all the time. And I was thinking like how I would probably have my camera positioned if we were playing in there, and I just didn't like how it was flowing. Also, the amount of times I change these planters will be the death of me. Because with the Whimsy Stories challenge, Nixie, our matriarch again, she is supposed to love plants. Like there's a ridiculous amount of plants in this home, and she also has a garden, which I love. It's like my dream come true to just be able to like put plants left, right, and center. Like, oh my god. With like my current household, the matriarch for them, Jenna, she was like huge plant mom, so I kind of had that excuse to be like plants everywhere. But with this, I can be so excessive about it and it makes me so excited. Like even at the end when I'm like doing the bathroom, I'm like, should I add more plants in here? And I restrain myself. I do restrain myself, but I almost did it. But this is my first tiny house that I've ever built, which was a huge challenge, way more challenging than I was anticipating it being. But it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It's like so much more simple than I was actually anticipating, and I kept kind of being like, well, should I add something here? Should I add something here? And I love being like that cluttery person when I'm building. So I actually kind of enjoyed the challenge of this because it made the clutter nice, but the areas where there's like a little bit of space, you can appreciate a little more instead of like, when sometimes there's like a modern build and you're like, why is there so much space here? But it's because it's modern. Like with this, it's like, oh, there's a countertop that doesn't have stuff on it. Sick, this sim can use it. I also really like the little entryway that I end up making. I think it's a nice way to kind of cut off like the doorway from immediately coming into their living room slash bedroom. Also, I was able to use quite a few things from the Tiny Living. I think Tiny Living stuff pack, game pack. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. I also love the chairs that came with High School Living that I use for the little kitchen area. And again, going back to me like kind of cheating with it not being a micro home. Again, I think I'm like maybe 6 over what the unit should be. I can't remember what it's called. It says on the screen, but it's too small for my blind eyes to see. I'm technically over by I think 6, and that includes like the little stairwell. So I think I'm only over technically by like 2 when I added the bathroom, because I got most of the way through this build and I was like, wow, I'm doing really good. Like technically speaking, I'm probably like within the parameters. No, incorrect. I needed a bathroom. And for a hot second, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just put an outhouse outside. Maybe I'll just do that because, who needs it? And then I realized they couldn't shower in the outhouse. And also, like, I didn't want Nixi to have a shower and then have me take it away from her, because that was the one thing she's had since the start, which I thought was it's my due diligence as a sim mom to make sure that my sims have a shower, or for lack of a better phrase, like a pot to piss in. So here we are, and I'm actually very impressed with myself with how well I was able to decorate. The front door that I initially used did give me quite a few problems, and I do end up changing it, as you'll see. I change a bunch of things, but again, I'm super impressed with myself. I really pushed myself out of the box, which I really like with challenges like Whimsy Stories. I've never done anything like Whimsy Story, like, yeah, like Not So Berry, but Not So Berry I've like gotten pretty far into in the past when I've done it like myself, not within my playthrough, and it's not like challenging in terms of like a build standpoint, where I find this challenge like there is so much more to it in more of like a realistic way or something like that. Like it's just like very like generational what's going on versus like here's some colors, and here are some colors that we, or like careers that we think could go with the colors, and personalities we think could go with the colors. I really love Not So Berry, but Whimsy Stories just has like a certain life to it that I really enjoy. I also started to put down the Murphy bed, and I was like, oh, I don't like any of these color swatches. They don't go with my counters. And so I actually did go and download a CC like or it's like a recolor of the Murphy bed, which I end up loving so much. I haven't seen it down though, so like that'll be a surprise for everyone. Also, my hope is that with this video, the next video I'll put out will be a Whimsy Stories video. I've been grinding a lot with just making it so that Nixi has some money so that we can move into a house, because I feel like I'm stuck, and I feel like we shouldn't still be living in a like garbage yard, junkyard. I don't know. I just can't find my words today, I guess, but I feel like we shouldn't be there. I feel like we should move on, so I'm trying really hard to do that. So hopefully in the next episode, I'll be posting it. There'll be more of Nixi and Raven, and hopefully we'll kind of like establish that relationship, because as you'll see, like with the bathroom, like Aiden has a toothbrush, and like I kind of want to move them in with Nixi when Nixi moves in here. I think that'll be really fun. I'm just super excited to actually play with them. I'm excited to like get a move on with it, because again, like I said before, I just feel really stuck within some of my Let's Plays right now. And by some, I mean the only 2 I have going, because I did stop the werewolves one because that drained me, and I don't think I need to talk anymore about it, because y'all are probably like, okay, we get it. Shut up. But, I digress yet again. I do love this house. Again, it pushed me so hard, and I didn't really expect it to, in like the best way. I'm like obsessed with their little like kitchen nook. I'm super excited for Nixi to like actually make a business for herself and be a business lady. I'll have to look into the rules to see what I can maybe get Hayden to do, because I don't know if the partner of the like matriarch or the founder of the legacy has to like not work, or if I can actually contribute whatever they would do for their job into our household, which I'm hoping I can. I'd also like to adopt or have a baby soon within this challenge because I'm just like antsy, and I know y'all are probably like, wait for infants, but I don't want to because the infants update is going to break literally everything, and I would like to get y'all some content like soon, especially gameplay content, because Create a Sim will probably be fine for the most part. But like, I don't have that many gameplay mods, but I have enough where it's probably gonna mess with things, like, you know. But either way, this is my first time being able to use like the solar panel and the wind turbine, and then I also have the little engine thing again. Eco living's kind of fun when you actually use it. But I've put a lot of that stuff into it because I feel like with the Whimsy Stories challenge, like just being in Evergreen Harbor, is that what it's called? It just makes so much sense, and like the eco living stuff pack and like all that comes with it makes so much sense to just use it. So again, super excited to do all this stuff, and sorry if I'm rambling a whole lot and like everywhere, but I've been super excited to actually start to get into it, which I'm excited about because then I can finally share like different content with you guys because I love making creative sims, and if I could do them all the time, I would. But like gameplay is also super fun to watch as well. I also really enjoy the little divider that I put in the bathroom. I think that's really cute. I think it's from Snowy Escape. It's like the privacy please thing, and I love that. It looks so good. We're coming up to the end of the video. I have rambled enough. Y'all are probably like, please stop talking. But yeah, I finished the house in one video, guys. I did it. But with all that being said, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out a whole lot when you guys do that kind of stuff. And I hope you all have a beautiful day wherever you are. Bye-bye!